door. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help. That's JannyKingCleans.com.
Jenny King, the king of clean.
If you're a small business owner, you've probably noticed how the big banks like to force you into one-size-fits-all financial service products. At Neighbors Federal Credit Union, we've created a suite of flexible commercial checking accounts designed to fit the specific needs of your local business. And with 9 full-service locations throughout Greater Baton Rouge, we're always just around the corner. We're a local small business looking out for other local small businesses. Learn more about Neighbors commercial checking accounts by visiting neighborsfcu.org. Neighbors Federal Credit Union. We're here for you. Insured by NCUA.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect possible rainy skies with a high of 95. In hour one of today's show, we'll give you some Independence Day facts, and we'll talk a little bit of LSU football as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, another day. Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024, a day before we celebrate our nation's wonderful independence. I think we maybe declared it July 2nd, I read, and then everything got signed a couple of days later. I don't remember the exact details. But the point is, let's have ourselves a good time over the next few days. Now, again, there's probably at least one or two people in the listening audience where these are your last 24 hours with all your fingers. Okay? Don't be that person. It's like, do y'all ever feel this when you hear about something that is statistically a long shot, but it's a bad thing, and it happens to someone that you know or maybe know of? Do you kind of feel like they ate that statistic for you? You know, like if I know someone who gets attacked by a shark, well, I feel much less likely to get attacked by a shark, struck by lightning, you know, stuff like that. I don't think I've met anyone yet that's blown off their fingers with fireworks. Okay, so that stat is still out there. It's still hunting me. It's still hounding me. But let's all make it through this 4th of July with all of our digits intact, because nothing's going to stop you from eating the glizzies that you should, like having your pinky blown off. Although, I mean, of all the fingers to lose, obviously a pinky would be the one. In fact, of all the digits to lose, I think a pinky toe, I mean, my pinky toe is basically a vestigial organ at this point. Like, it does nothing. My pinky toe doesn't even touch the ground. I don't know why or how. It's like I've done some sort of Chinese foot binding, and my pinky toe just curls into the side of my foot, just never even touches the ground. I could probably take it off with wire cutters, and once the pain was done, just no functional difference whatsoever. But we don't like fireworks with our pinky toes, do we? Okay? So let's all be careful, have fun, drink beer, drink water, drink whatever you want, and let's have ourselves a time as we celebrate greatest empire in the world. You know, up to this point, most technologically advanced, for sure. And thank you to everybody who has sacrificed. We'll honor some of those sacrifices a bit later in the show, but who has sacrificed to make this all possible. Alondra, what's going on?
Not much. I'm ready for today to be over because I am going to be heading out to Texas today for about a week.
Nice. Hell yeah. Are you done with AFR double duty?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
I made it.
You made it through.
Thank God.
Yeah. That's that's a lot. That's a long time you've been pulling double duty, and for those that don't know, those are long days.
I didn't finish Independence Day though.
You fell asleep?
I did.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, I didn't. finish
I
it.
actually made it.
I got halfway through.
To be fair, I forced myself to sleep because I started late, but I'm literally in the last 15 minutes. I paused it right as Jeff Goldblum and have you ever seen it before? I don't want to spoil
long time
anything.
ago.
Yeah,
it's fine if you spoil it.
I'm here at the climax with Goldblum and Smith about to try to drop a virus onto the alien ship. Taylor, did you watch any Independence Day?
Yeah, I told you I actually watched it Monday. It
was
just
right.
on TV, and I put it on. No, it's a long boy. Like, I don't fault either one of you for falling asleep. From someone who typically falls asleep in movies within the first 15 minutes. I know where you guys are coming from, but it was a good movie. Hadn't seen it in a long time.
Look, I gotta say, man, the older I get, as you age, you become more of a mark for nostalgia. So I guess you have to take everything that I say with a grain of salt because I am being infected by it, right? And watching Independence Day basically felt like getting a little baggie of nostalgia, heating it up with a spoon, and just injecting it straight into my arm. I mean, the older I get, the more and more I love watching films from the pre-digital age. Now, of course, Phantom Menace was the first ever fully digital film, right, where they weren't actually on film. That film grain, especially on these nice 4K TVs when it's been cleaned up or whatever to get the highest depth that it can. I mean, that film grain, it just looks so beautiful to the human eye. It's like practical effects, of which this movie had plenty. Now, it had some early, the movie came out in 96, right? We're talking like 2 years after Jurassic Park. We're here at the beginning of CGI. So it's got a couple CGI shots that leave a bit to be desired, but it's got a lot of wonderful miniatures work. The explosions still hold up very well, which they should. It's Michael Bay, right? Yes. That directed it? Yeah, for sure.
You kidding? Do you know the number of explosions in that movie?
No, exactly. And look, Michael Bay has such and this is underappreciated. How do you do cheesy with a sincerity that works and doesn't come off as trying too hard or maybe like insincere or like laughing at yourself? Like Will Smith punching the alien. The first time he gets eyes on an alien, it starts to yell at him and he just punches him in the face and says, "Welcome to Earth." Like, that's all time good.
Yeah.
But in the writing room, that sounds ridiculous. But it worked so perfectly.
I love a corny movie.
In the movie. That's what I'm saying. But it's hard. But I think maybe it's because he approaches it sincerely. But Michael Bay fully understands where to pull these moments. It's like they get in the spaceship, right? Goldblum and Smith do. And they got to go take out the aliens. It's the refurbished spaceship from Area 51 that landed in New Mexico. I love all that. They've been scouting out the planet for years and whatnot. But they get, like, Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum get in the spaceship, and they are humanity's last hope. And everybody in that room knows that. And Will Smith has to fly a spaceship, and he's convinced everybody he knows what to do. What does he do after he cranks it up? He backs it into the wall immediately. Just slams it backwards into the wall. And at that point, everybody in that room thinks they're dead. It's over. Aliens win. But Smith doesn't lose his cool, just kind of shrugs it off, plays it cool, and then takes off Han Solo style to go blow up the Death Star.
Well, they didn't want him at all. I mean, if you remember at the very beginning of the movie, he's in there in the locker, and he gets the note from NASA, and he's like, "I can't read it." Gets his buddy to read it, and he gets turned down for like the second or third time.
Yep. Who could have guessed that later in the movie he would fly a literal spaceship, therefore proving NASA wrong that he was the right man for the job.
I was
the
shocked.
Entire time. I loved the sub story of Will Smith and his wife trying to fight back to each other. The president's wife,
but they weren't married, right?
Oh, you're right. No, sorry. They eventually. Well,
because whenever they
no, they're not married. They
revealed
end up
her
getting
job.
Yes,
I was like,
Yeah, she's a dancer.
Yeah.
With a kid.
Yeah.
And Will Smith's a military
Was that
man.
his kid, though?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
But Will Smith's a military man who's done fallen in love.
Yeah.
And they got a wholesome relationship.
Well, good for him.
And they end up getting married right before he goes on the flight.
Okay.
Which I was kind of like, come on, priest. You just got to hurry up and get through these ideas. You're going a little long here, dude. Like, we got a world to save.
Well, they say he's not the stepdad. He's the dad that stepped up.
Did they actually say that?
No, that's just the corny saying that I hear. And I'm like, that was Will Smith in that movie.
At all.
Any apocalyptic sci-fi Will Smith movie is a banger.
How about this, though? An inspired choice for Will Smith not to show up on screen for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I believe it was literally at minute 21 or 22 before you see him. A lot of really good table setting taking place before that. You got to mention the cast, dude. The cast is just fantastic. Features my second favorite Bill P. Of course, I'm a Bill Paxton man, first and foremost. But I also love Bill Pullman. And Pullman's speech at the end of this movie remains, for me personally, a top 5 movie speech of all time. His delivery, what's on the line, it's inspiring. It legitimately is. You have, as of course, you have Will Smith. You got Jeff Goldblum. Who plays a better sexy, smart guy than Jeff Goldblum? Also, this is something that I didn't appreciate growing up, right? I see Jeff Goldblum when I'm a kid. I'm like, oh, that's I know that actor. That man is one of the best looking men on the entire planet. Like, I was stunned at how attractive Jeff Goldblum is. And then at the end of the movie, he's like, he's always kind of hippie, and he's like, tell his wife, like, of course he's divorced because it's the 90s, and you have to have a divorce subplot in it where they get back together, which was also a constant thing in 90s. I don't know exactly why. It doesn't feel like that happens ever in real life, but he's like, I'm always trying to save the earth. And he tosses a can into the recyclables, and then he literally steps off to get in a spaceship and go save the earth. And he's got like a wife beater on, pecs popping. Goldblum, geesh.
Did he make recycling sexy?
Jeff Goldblum can make anything sexy.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. He looked a little buffer than in Jurassic Park 2, even though he was in a lot of ways the same character as he was in Jurassic Park. They got Harvey Feinstein. I love Harvey Feinstein.
Oh my gosh.
He's got the most ridiculous. David, why did I send my mother to Atlanta?
That's what I was going to say. I love that part.
The sneakiest, best line of the entire movie. David, why did I send my mother to Atlanta?
Go to your sister's house.
Go to your sister's house. I don't know. Harvey, he's just got a screen presence, man. And the voice is crazy and over the top, but he plays such a good kind of befuddled sidekick. I feel like he does that quite a bit. Oh, crap. That's what he says as the flames are heading to him to kill him. Which, again, the explosion, fantastic. Randy Quaid. I love the idea of the Vietnam pilot turned crop duster, turned drunk because he got abducted by aliens 10 years ago. Nobody believes him. All good storylines there. It's just really, really fantastic. And I love any movie that takes place before cell phones. Watching the dissemination of information. Will Smith has no idea what's going on until he steps out to get his paper from his front yard, and he sees a massive spaceship staring back at him. But so, look, I can't say enough. I loved it. Also, there was another little scene that didn't mean, Randy Quaid's family is one of the other subplots that just kind of peppered in throughout the movie. And at one point, the daughter seems to be with a boyfriend who's obviously kind of a bad boy. And it's when the alien ships are hovering over all the major landmarks. And the kid is trying to use it to leverage into sex. He's like, you don't want to die a virgin, do you? And it's kind of the smarmy.
Game is game.
Game is
game. You got to
game.
do what you got to do.
And it's the smarmy hot guy from 10 Things I Hate About You. It's just great. Hey, I guess when you're that age, you got one thing on your mind, even with an impending apocalypse. Thankfully, her brother removed her from the situation, and she did not have to do something she was uncomfortable with, and didn't die because they ended up saving the world. So shout out Michael Bay, shout out Independence Day. We'll play Bill Pullman's speech later, but just a fantastic trip down memory road, a movie that I think has aged quite well, still holds up very well, still a ton of fun. Effects are great. If you want something fun to watch with the family, maybe show your kids if they've never seen this American classic before, I would say go check out Independence Day. All right, coming up next here in OTB, let's get a little LSU football news. A couple of D linemen making some waves, and, that wide receiver maybe with a bit more speed than we even realized. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com. AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com. If you need to rent for a trip or a vacation, something you and the family's going on, All-Star Toyota's got the best rental prices, best selection, and it's all right there on site. Just go talk to Miss Lisa Sessions. It's also a great reason why if you need your car worked on, right? Body shop, just need a simple service. Look, insurance claims are welcome. You get a free professional estimate. And they have rental cars if it's a big job. They have a shuttle service if it's a same-day job that'll pick you up and drop you off where you need to go and pick you back up later. And all makes and models are welcome. But look, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, maybe a Toyota certified used vehicle where you still get a great price, you get great warranty coverage, and you want the best possible deals, you want to go check out All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. That's All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Go.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. College baseball transfer portal is closed. LSU pursuing anybody else. And it's a What If Wednesday. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
You have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
This is a fun fact that always freaks me out. Nookie says 198 years ago tomorrow, both John Adams and Thomas Jefferson passed away on the 50th anniversary of the official signing of the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, these two that were political partners and then rivals. I think they were both maybe in their 80s at that point, I want to say. So very long-lived for that time. Must be all the coffee, right? I think they ended up passing away within 5 hours of each other, which is actually insane to think about. The drama.
Yeah.
I mean, committed to being grandiose in every sense of the word, even in death, and choosing to go out together on the 50 years, such a round, numerical, beautiful number, on the 50-year anniversary of the country that they played such key roles in creating. It's okay, hold on. Let's see. Eric Ingram says sped through traffic to get to work just to highlight some Independence Day things. Okay, Roland Emmerich is the director, says Eric Ingram, not Michael Bay. I don't know why I always thought it was Michael Bay.
Explosions.
Yeah, for sure. Why do I know what else has Roland Emmerich done? I'm going to have to look that up. I also want to put together some July 4th movies. What do you think? Oh, that's funny. Nookie says also because how information got around at the time that both Jefferson and Adams thought the other one lived. So they died no.
He beat me.
Yeah, he beat me when really all tied, even if it is a few hours. Though I'm not sure who died first, but whoever did, I'm sure if they ever met up in the afterlife, it's I lived 5 hours longer, dude.
He did Godzilla and The Day After Tomorrow. He did 2012. Okay, a lot of apocalyptic.
Okay, so he is
White
the
House
disaster
Down.
movie king.
Yeah, White House Down.
White House Down,
Yeah.
even. So he's kind of slowly gone downhill, but he's still getting movies made. Because, you said he did what else? Okay, so what before Day After Tomorrow? What did he do?
Godzilla.
Okay, because Godzilla, I think was pretty good.
Yeah.
The Matthew Broderick one. I mean, it's probably not pretty good. I was a kid. I liked it a lot. I actually don't know if it was a good movie. Day After Tomorrow was fine, pretty fun. 2012 kind of sucked. It did have that cool preview of the Tibetan monk, though, where the tsunami's coming over the mountain.
Yeah.
Freaked me out. He did The Patriot?
He did The Patriot.
Patriot is a good movie.
Yeah.
Patriot's a good movie.
Mel Gibson.
4th of July movie? Absolutely.
I mean, it's The Patriot. It's got to be on there.
So we're trying to figure out 4th of July movies. We got The Sandlot on there. Born on the 4th of July, which I've actually never seen.
Pretty
The
good.
Patriot. Somebody mentioned Men in Black coming out on July 4th. Is Men in Black a July 4th movie? Came out on the day. It's weird because it's definitely not in themes or anything, but it's got that summer blockbuster feel that kind of makes you want to watch it around this time of year.
Also, if you take away the title, Independence Day, very similar movie to Men in Black.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's
the alternate timeline where he got accepted to NASA, and the NASA acceptance was just a front for Men in Black.
Somebody said Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Eric says it just seems like one. And yes, when it comes to 4th of July movies, it is a bit like you just got to feel it in your cojones. It doesn't have to be, specifically 4th of July themed. And I would say actually Forrest Gump probably checks that box. Whether it's him having scenes,
It's like a New Year's Eve.
Presidents, really? See, I don't know, but I mean, you got scenes of him, presidents. He's fighting in American Wars. American War hero. He goes to the Olympics.
He plays football.
Alabama football.
Well, they just did New Year's Eve on that movie. Him and Captain Dan.
I actually don't. Forrest Gump's another movie I probably haven't seen in 15 or 20 years.
It's pretty good.
I'm due for a full sit-down rewatch of that.
So I can go look at some more of that
beautiful film grain. Yeah.
It's one of those movies where it's like, yeah, sad, has some funny lines in it. Like, there's a lot of different. When he has all the Dr. Pepper at the All-American ceremony, and the president asked him, like, what do you have to say? And he's like, I got to pee.
Yeah.
'Cause he had like 14 Dr. Peppers. It's a good line.
I mean, whatever. Forrest Gump's legend speaks for itself in terms of scenes, pop culture references, relevance, how it's held up over the years. Yeah, there you go, Adam. Maybear McLindsay got you in the chat. All right. A lot of people say baseball movies are summer. Yes, but Sandlot does go further than most. Should we put Summer Catch on this list with Freddie Prinze Jr. and I believe Jessica Biel? I don't think so. Is Oppenheimer an Independence Day movie? I don't think so. Rocky, yes. Top Gun, yes. Top Gun 1 and 2 and Rocky go on that list as well. How about this? If it's the other thing about Independence Day is it takes place during the summer, and you probably already know this, but it is incredibly hot outside. I did a burn class outside yesterday, and it feels like 115. Absolutely dripping, but I felt better when I got home because I was immediately back in the AC. If you need any AC heating or electrical needs, you want AccuTemp of Baton Rouge. AccuTempBR.com is the website. And go look up AccuTemp's ratings, okay? A 4.9 with thousands of reviews. And that's because their core guiding ethos, their mission statement is service to the highest degree. And it's not just lip service. They walk the walk, okay? When you work with AccuTemp, I promise you, you are going to be blown away and you'll be like, okay, I now see what T-Bob was talking about. So again, you can head to the website, accutempbr.com. You can schedule online. Also, if you're in the market for a whole home generator, storm season around the corner, you want to protect your home and your family, they give you free professional estimates. It can tell you exactly, come into your home and tell you exactly where to be, how everything would work. So happy 4th of July from the best in the business. That's AccuTemp of Baton Rouge. All right, let's talk a little LSU defensive line because there's a couple of names that seems to be making waves here early on, and that is Dominic McKinley and Gabriel Relaford. Now, Relaford, more of the speedster, going to be an edge guy. Of course, he enrolled early. We saw him during spring, had a very good spring game, right? Which, remember, one of the takeaways when it comes to spring football is I don't want to put too much into the film, but in like one-on-one situations, if you're winning those, that is something you can take home. So watching him beat tackles one-on-one was a very good sign for maybe he'll be ready to contribute in some rotational form immediately this fall. In fact, apparently Gabriel Relaford at, 6'3", like 285, I think?
255, 260.
Okay. So maybe I gave him a few extra pounds there. Hit 21 miles an hour here recently and was given the award of Freak of the Week from the LSU strength staff. So, look, I think Relaford has a role, but he's also had a position group at edge where you are just fine there, I think. Like, you have a lot of options. You still have Womack, Swinson, Shand. Like, that's a good rotation. The name that you really have to hope works out would be Dominic McKinley. And even though he was not an early enrollee, the early returns are pretty fantastic. McKinley showed up listed at 6'6", 295. He is now being listed at 6'6", 316. And not fat weight, but muscle weight being thrown on there. Obviously, I'm not saying that happened in the month that he's been here. He was obviously doing the correct things, even though he wasn't an early enrollee, in terms of bulking up and getting ready for a summer college strength program through his second semester of high school. But the thing about McKinley is he will have immediate opportunity. Again, Relaford I see as a rotational piece in a very good group. McKinley could damn well be the starter, potentially. I mean, we know Jacoby and Guillory will be. And then after that, who's going to be paired up with him? Is it Paez, the Wisconsin transfer? Is it Javier Suggs, the Grand Valley State transfer? Or is it Gabriel Relaford? And, of course, you got Kimo Makianole in there as well. But McKinley. But McKinley would feel like he has a golden opportunity to go and take a starting job the same way that Mason Smith did. Now, unfortunately, we only got to see a couple plays of Mason Smith freshman year. No, that's not true. No, freshman year, he was very good. He actually put up good numbers. Here's hoping that McKinley can be ready to go by fall as well. Again, it's not ideal to have a freshman starting on the interior of your defensive line, but some of that inexperience to be offset by a very experienced linebacking core and a very experienced partner on the interior in Jacoby and Guillory. And if you're going to have to start a true freshman, a 5-star who is the number one player in the state, who is 6'6", 316, like that's a guy I'm down for him to get some seasoning on him. And unless the USC offensive line has gotten back to where it was 2 years ago, like that's what a lot of people don't know about USC is the reason why they were so good 2 years ago. One of the main reasons is they had a very good O-line. I'll never forget watching USC under Lincoln Riley 2 years ago, and the first series I watched was when they were on defense, and I was like, this is shockingly bad in just their size of the front seven. Like, this looks like junior high. And I expected when we flipped sides of the ball that it would be the same, and I was blown away because I was like, oh, wait, no, this offensive line is awesome. And they were all upperclassmen. They all had a ton of starts. And if you wonder why Caleb Williams took such a significant step back this last season, well, look no further than an offensive line that it took a significant step back. Now, I don't know that I believe that it's going to be much better this year for USC. So McKinley, if he plays immediately, could be set up to maybe make an immediate impact game one on the biggest stage in the country in Las Vegas. Only time will tell. But as I said, the early returns on these guys, McKinley and Relford, is that they're working hard, kicking ass, and acquitting themselves well. And it's not to say that you can say, oh, well, T-Bob, nobody's going to come out and just say, oh, they suck. Well, that's true. But you also want to come out and praise them. Right? Like the people are going out of their way. The strength staff went out of their way to give Relford Freak of the Week. Gone out of their way to brag on McKinley and the work ethic that he has shown and the bulk that he has added in the weight room. So I think you can take that as a bit of a boon and let it pump maybe a little optimism into you. So shout out to very young cats who are going to look to make an impact this fall. Coming up next here on Off the Bench, I'm in some more speed in the wide receiver room. Go ahead and continue to get in your Independence Day movies, your July 4th movies. And we still have, we got a lot of Saints talk coming up in hour number 2. There's a quarterback that is potentially being mocked to the Saints very early next season, but I think it's interesting to talk about more almost philosophically in how it could work than the quarterback's elbow. We'll get to it all later in the show. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Happy 4th from your friends at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Be safe out there this holiday season, but remember, if something does go wrong, you get in an accident, there's only one person to talk about or to call. And that's Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. 225-888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done today. Get somebody who's going to fight for you, who will stand up to the big insurance companies and get you what you deserve. You can go on the website, getgordon.com. You can see real results from satisfied customers. You can learn about their community involvement and the initiatives there with the Gordon Gives campaigns that they do. You can see the number of incidences that they cover. And always remember to follow them on social media at Get Gordon, where you see a lot of content with your favorite athletes, members of the G team. A lot of championships been rolled through Baton Rouge lately. A lot of that because people supporting your favorite athletes like Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Get Gordon. Happy 4th.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150, $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150, and all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined we...
So join us for a Wednesday edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. In for Matt. One more day. The college baseball portal deadline has passed, and we'll update the latest for the Saints and Pelicans off seasons. It's Wednesday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Wow, Independence Day at the time only had a 67% around. Actually, I'd say only. That is pretty good. That means about 7 out of 10 people give it a thumbs up. Okay, yeah. So Godzilla 98 looks like maybe I just liked that because I was a kid. That has a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 32 on Metacritic. I heard, was Moonfall good? I don't know. I haven't seen Moonfall. The Patriots 62 on Rotten Tomatoes, 63 on Metacritic. So a nice bounce back for him getting that after Godzilla. All right, I'm gonna name some of the movies that chat's naming, and you tell me whether or not you believe that it is a summer movie. Grown Ups.
Yes. I mean,
I'm
it takes place during the summer.
Or 4th of July?
Okay, so how many camp movies are we going to let in, right? Like Eric Ingram says, Camp Nowhere, Heavyweights. I have one camp movie that I would let into my 4th of July movie, and it's not Grown Ups. It is Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, yeah.
That has to be only.
I mean, it's one of the funniest, best camp movies of all time. Paul Rudd. You want to talk about the ultimate? I talked about driving off from Starbucks in a huff yesterday when Paul Rudd is forced to turn around and pick up his cafeteria tray. That is the ultimate huff, as he's like,
it's so over the top. Great cast, incredible cast, actually, in Wet Hot American Summer as well. National Treasure.
I would say no. I mean,
bro, they steal the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, I guess so.
What are we talking about here?
Okay,
You're right.
4th of July specific, because you said summer movies earlier.
I apologize. I meant 4th of July movies.
Yes.
My bad. That's on me then. I'm saying is it a 4th of July movie? I would say National Treasure, yes. Captain America, First Avenger.
Gotta be.
I mean, you have to say
Captain
yes, right? It's
America.
Captain America.
Yeah, but I don't really feel like watching it.
No,
during 4th of
it's not
July.
that great of a movie, honestly.
I mean,
but-
no, it's pretty good. I would say
good movie.
I would say the Captain America trilogy is actually pretty damn solid.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not the craziest about Marvel superhero movies. I never have been. But I would still say that trilogy holds up pretty damn well.
It's a great trilogy.
But I'm not going to watch it this far. I'd watch a lot of these other movies first. We said Rocky, obviously, yes, right? Any of the Rockies going to play.
Ooh, somebody just put in the chat, The Great Outdoors. I don't know if you've seen that too, Bob.
With John Candy?
John Candy and Dan Aykroyd.
I've never seen it.
Go home and watch that.
I love John Candy.
It's a good one. That might be that's probably my favorite John Candy movie.
Seeing Bill Pullman yesterday made me want to rewatch Spaceballs. Speaking of John Candy, him and Barf teaming up. I thought Spaceballs was the height of comedy growing up, although I did not get many of the jokes. I never understood, I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. So I wonder, I would like to go back and watch it and watch how much Mel Brooks I'd missed in there. Iron Man is kind of an inspired choice. I'm not going to say yes, more of just a classic summer blockbuster, but it is a classic summer blockbuster. The first Iron Man is. Team America, World Police.
I don't know that movie.
Never seen it.
Ooh. Made by Matt Stone and Trey Parker. You know who that is?
No.
Creators of South Park.
Oh.
Book of Mormon. Obviously, they've won multiple Oscars, Tonys, everything. They're incredible. And Team America World Police is, I think, for my money, probably, if I'm not counting the South Park movie, even though I think I like it more than the South Park movie, I do. Probably their funniest movie. And I've seen Captain Orgasmo. It's not good at all. Basketball, I think, is very funny, but really dumb. And Team America is I think legitimately a lot of people would like it. Spaceballs 2 is in development at Prime. That could be funny, but it's like when we're going to talk about the Saints O-line later, and you're going to hear me say that there's a world in which this all works, right? But more likely than not, it sucks. That's how I feel about Spaceballs 2. There's a lot of good material to mine if you're talking about making fun of what Star Wars has become since Spaceballs was making fun of Star Wars originally. There's a ton that you could do there, but it just could go so wrong in so many different ways. But yeah, Team American Pie.
I would say yeah.
Okay. Live Free or Die Hard is set on July 4th. I do like Live Free or Die Hard quite a bit.
That's the one with Timothy Olyphant?
I think, and Justin Long?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And that's a really good movie. What happened to Justin Long? He had such a moment there. It's so crazy how Hollywood works. 1 second you're being cast in every single movie, and then the next second we haven't seen you in 15 years. I mean, Justin Long was, I felt like, just all over the place my freshman year of college, and now I haven't seen him in a minute. Stand By Me. The old classic coming-of-age Jerry O'Connell vehicle. Chubby Jerry O'Connell.
I like the movie. I don't know if I get 4th of July vibes from it.
Oh, wow. They just cast Bill Pullman as Lone Star? Oh, as Lone Star and Princess Vespa's son. Okay. Like Kylo Ren. Oh, yeah, dude, it could be. Spaceballs 2. Watch out now. Shabbat says only the original Die Hard is worth my money. I disagree, man. Live Free or Die Hard is a good movie. You will not be upset if you watch it. I feel like we almost should tier this thing, but I don't want to make Taylor do a bunch of work on this day that nobody really cares about. I'm not going to grant Stand By Me 4th of July status, but it is a great summer movie. It's an excellent, excellent summer movie that I do I do love. Oh, Mac Lindsay says not official. He's just spitballing. Okay. I need to relax. Just stop reading chat. All right. When we get back, let's get to a bit more LSU news. Also, congratulations, Angel Reese continues to do things that have never been done before. More next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go Tommy's, Geaux, Tommy's.com. Sorry, my shoulder. Happy 4th of July from your friends at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Look, man, I hope you have a very happy holiday. When you get back into the swing of things, it's time to invest in your home. That project you've been putting off, well, let Tommy help you get it done. Whether you're in the mood for hardy plank or vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows, any type of door, take advantage of Tommy's 27 years of experience. And look, Tommy's actually a former Golden Band from Tigerland member. The only way that you reach that level of success in that field is if you're a perfectionist. If you do everything to the best of your ability, and that he's carried that over into Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. And so make him one of the bids on your next project and let him prove to you they're the answer for the job. Go Tommy's.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscone. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to
Live at lunch on Wednesday from Los Reyes. Max Gotro filling in for me and Jimmy. Wes Reynolds, Scott Rabelais, and professional sports handicapper Randy McKay join the show. Live at lunch, 11 a.m. Wednesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Happy early birthday, America. I got to say, you're looking pretty hot. Not really. Kind of. Yeah. No, yeah, we're keeping it positive. You look great for your age, okay? You really do. Now, granted, if we're going to catch up to the Roman Empire, we got a lot of work to do. You know, we got a long way to go. But, hey, we've got a pretty good first, what are we up to now? 250? Damn near 250, right? In 2 more years.
Yeah, we're at 248.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, dude. Are we aging like a fine wine? I can't tell.
I don't know.
In some ways, absolutely.
Yeah.
In other ways, no.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, I feel like the kind of average person-to-person quality of life's pretty crazy now. We have the internet. We have TVs. We have, like, unlimited movies and stuff. We have a lot of stuff to keep us, like, kind of entertained and satisfied. I still don't think we're probably using all of our resources correctly in terms of the people that we could be taking care of or helping out, you know, our citizens and whatnot. But it's like we said yesterday, this is not a day for the criticisms and the demanding of being better. But that is right, and that is patriotic and correct. But for these next 2 days, we just celebrate all the blessings that we have, and that even though, you know, you could argue it's an oligarchy, it's this or it's that, it's still the most democratic form of government that's been had up to this point, right? It's still got the most rights for the most people, even if there's still strides to be made and it's not perfect. And it's still the land of opportunity in a way that no other country has ever been, in terms of your ability to climb, to get lucky, to make something of yourself. And it is still the land where that opportunity was afforded to you by multiple generations of young men and women putting their life on hold, like Will Smith in Independence Day, who, I mean, look, this is kind of a real moment in that movie where no questions asked. He's a fighter pilot. He's on his off day or whatever, but no questions asked. Aliens show up. He has to leave his soon-to-be wife and child, and he has to leave them to go fight, knowing he'll probably never see them again. Now, in Independence Day, whatever, it's just kind of a moment to be like, oh, man, cool, what a man. And in real life, that's happened way more intensely, way more often, and by just way more people, right? In order to go overseas, at home, wherever, to protect the freedoms that we are now afforded and enjoy. So a massive, massive thank you to everyone who has played their role in the creation of this country and in protecting and establishing said freedoms. And as always, F the UK, okay? Get the hell out of here, you bums. Suck it, King George. Pfft. Tea. There's a reason I drink coffee every morning, okay? Pfft. You can't trust anybody who drinks that much tea. And my name's T-Bob. I should know. That was a really dumb joke, huh, Taylor? You like that? You like that one, didn't you? A little bit. Shout out Jelani Watkins. We mentioned the LSU offensive line. Yeah. The 5'10", 160-pound O-lineman, Jelani Watkins. We mentioned that LSU wide receiver group having maybe a bit more speed than we thought. Well, he's a freshman right now, just got to the team about a month ago, but he just won Gatorade Player of the Year for track. Taylor, you know track better than me. Explain to me what Jelani Watkins did here.
Well, he ran a 10.19 in the 100-meter, which is blazing fast. He was also on the 4x1 relay, which I believe they broke a 26-year state record in Texas. Wow. And if you know anything about Texas, probably the best track in the entire country. He's the guy when he committed, undersized, but a lot of people were like, hey, sleeper of the class, like very well could be Jelani Watkins.
Well, because you know what plays? Speed. Like no matter what, right? What's the old cliche? You can't teach speed. Like, yeah, you can't teach 10.19. If you can catch the ball, I don't care if you're 5'6". Look at Trenton Holiday. I can find a role for you somewhere on this team.
Skylar Green was, 5'9"? And yeah. He was an everyday starting receiver.
Yeah. Now, Skylar had a little muscle to him, though. Like, Skylar was pretty dense.
He was a lot like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Little muscle hamster type. But yeah, shout out to Lonnie Watkins, man. Gatorade Player of the Year, which is always just an incredible accomplishment no matter when you do it. And if you're getting in track, you are fast. Speaking of coming from Texas, too, did you watch any of the EA Sports College Football 25 Deep Dynasty Dive yesterday? Bro, I read the blog post they did for about 40 minutes, and I only got halfway through it. It is very long. The depth of recruiting is insane. But one of the things that they've done is there are 50 pipelines that have been established throughout the country. So gone are the days of just random number generation where Vermont's going to have like a 5-star every year. No, like it's much more realistic where these players are going to be coming from. But it's funny because schools have built in advantages when recruiting certain pipelines, and that will never change. So if you are at one of these Florida, like the 3 Florida pipelines are North Florida, Central Florida, South Florida. If you're one of these Florida schools, you're going to have an in there. I thought it was very interesting. If you're LSU, you got an in on the Gulf Coast pipeline because, of course, but then also East Texas, you get bonuses to all your recruiting. And is Watkins from East Texas?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, he is.
I mean, think about all the great players that LSU has snagged from that part of the country. I got to say, man, I love what I'm seeing out of this NCAA dynasty mode. You could say that it's overwhelming, and I won't disagree with you, but it's one of those things where you just engage however deeply you want to with it, right? Like, you don't have to go as hard as others do, but I love when you give a system with that many options, that much depth, because like you could almost maybe have like a really competitive dynasty scene take place. Like, I would actually love if you had like the best dynasty players, because I think there's that much management in this thing. It'd be very interesting to watch streams of these guys and what they do and how they do it. So we actually talked about it on Snaps yesterday. If you're going to check it out, we'll have a breakout video coming out, or you can just rewatch yesterday's live stream. It was a lot of fun reacting to the video as well. All right. Hour 1 of the books. Hour 2, let's open up with some New Orleans Saints talk. Where did Pro Football Focus rank this Saints offensive line? And could the Saints be in the market to draft a quarterback? Hour 2 of OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Happy 4th of July from the experts for your waste solutions, and that is Trash Rangers, okay? As always, if you live in Livingston or Ascension, you need your trash taken care of, you go to trashsignup.com, and in just 3 minutes, you can select your number of cans, see your pickup days, pricing, everything, right? Very easy to make the switch. You'll see the red cans popping up all throughout your neighborhood. And because they're local, they give a damn. They're reliable. They're efficient. They text you the night before they come out to pick up your trash. But listen up, business owners. Again, we understand at Trash Rangers how every business can be different, right? And if you need front load dumpsters and you need reliable dumping schedules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week, again, Trash Rangers is your number one trash solution. So call up 225-363-9053. That's 225-363-9053, and let them solve your waste problems today. Happy 4th from Trash Rangers.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect possible rainy skies with a high of 95. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll talk about where PFF ranks the New Orleans Saints offensive line and a way too early mock draft that it possibly has the Saints taking a QB. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, yo! What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Hey, hit the like button if you love America. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. Shout out our guy Daniel Basham. Just had twins recently. Godspeed, my man. Make defense great again. Says Trenton ran a 10-0 flat. Is that true? Watkins could get there. I mean, he could get there if he could. Will he continue to? Will he do track as well at LSU?
They haven't said officially, I would imagine, with that type of speed.
I mean, I would hope so.
Okay, remember when Chris Hilton came in and everybody talked about how fast he was?
Yeah.
I just looked up his high school time, 10.83.
Yeah, somebody chat also mentioning that Aaron Anderson ran a 10.77, which again, these are very fast. Like exactly, Chris Hilton is your burner.
He finished second in like the regional meet or whatever at 10.83.
Jelani Watkins, over half a second faster. That's crazy. Look, Nuss has arm strength, you know? Just put him in, run straight, and just throw it and see if he can run underneath it. I mean, at least a couple times, dude. Nookie says the Saints haven't taken a QB in the first round in more than 50 years, but this is the year, right? Yeah, Yeah, it's got a bit of a Lucy in the football. Feel to it for sure. By the way, LeBron officially re-signing the Lakers. I'll touch on that maybe in a little bit. Why is Chad talking about Jordan Hawkins? Did I miss something here? No, but we'll get to Pelicans talk going up later. All right, so yeah, okay. Let's be clear about this segment. Is it a bit ridiculous
to be talking about a mock draft for an NFL season, a mock draft following an NFL season that has not happened yet. Yes, I would agree with you. Objectively, that is ridiculous. But there is something tantalizing when you read Matt Miller's piece on ESPN and you see that he has the New Orleans Saints selecting Quinn Ewers 10th overall. Now, on the pick itself, a couple of thoughts real quick. I'm not necessarily 100% sold on Quinn Ewers in terms of where he ranks in the hierarchy. I do think you have a big three in college football quarterbacks going into 2024, right? Like in terms of NFL prospects, I think Carson Beck, number one. Everybody seems to be in the hive mind having Shadur Sanders as number two, and then Quinn Ewers right there at number three. Outside of that, it's kind of an odd year where you have a lot of great college quarterbacks, some who may even have better years than the guys I just mentioned, but they're not the NFL prospects because of size, arm strength, kind of makeup, style of play, like Dylan Gabriel, right? Jalen Milroe, even though Milroe's interesting. Like, I do wonder which out of these guys that I'm going to name, or maybe it's somebody else, but which out of these guys that I'm about to name are going to do the Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels thing potentially, where they're the ones who rise out of nowhere during the year, have the good combine, then all of a sudden they bust their way in to the big three. Because remember, that's what we had last year going into the year. It was all supposed to be Caleb Williams, Drake May, and kind of Michael Penix Jr., and then everybody else. And then Jaden Daniels ended up being better than all of them. So who do you think out of this group, and maybe that there's Dylan Gabriel, Jalen Milroe, Noah Fafita, Jackson Dart, Jalen Daniels, Cam Rising, Cam Ward. There's Riley Leonard, Caden Salter. I mean, Connor Wegman could potentially make waves. He's someone that the NFL, I think, would like from a prospect standpoint as well. Nussmeier, with a really good year, could be a huge riser. I think he'd probably need 2 years to get all the way into that top group. Certainly, Iamaleava from Tennessee, even though it's probably a year too early on him as well, would be somebody to watch. But again, a lot of these names, maybe outside of Wegman, Nuss, and Iamaleava, because I think they are good NFL prospects. The other ones are damn good quarterbacks, but maybe not going to be on the radar for a first-round pick. What I am down for the New Orleans Saints, like even if I'm not about Quinn Ewers necessarily, and I'm also not sure you could get the third best quarterback at 10 if recent drafts are to be believed. Now, this year you had such a run on quarterbacks that you will have a number of teams that won't be in the market for one, right? Broncos just took Bo Nix. Commies just took Jaden Daniels. Patriots just took Drake May. Vikings, J.J. McCarthy. Panthers, Bryce Young. Cardinals seem to be happy with Kyler Murray for now. So, those are a lot of the teams that are picking ahead of the Saints in this hypothetical draft. So, maybe there's a situation where the third quarterback falls to 10. But the overall point of all of this is to say no matter who I'm sold at, no matter how this season develops, I am absolutely sold on the idea of the Saints taking a quarterback in the first round. They have to do it eventually. And if you're going to bust out on a first-round pick, I would argue that it's an easier to accept bust, or maybe more maybe it's more enjoyable, even though I actually feel pretty bad. But I would rather watch a first round quarterback bust and watch that blow up than another Davenport, another Peyton Turner, another Trevor Penning. Those hurt even worse because you're drafting a position that is more easy to scout, even though scouting is not a perfect science at any position. Quarterback's without a doubt the hardest, however, right? So you take a quarterback, you might as well flip a coin. You just have no idea whether that person's going to be good or not. I mean, look at the top 3 picks of this draft. 2 of them will probably suck. And who is it? Out of Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels, probably only one will end up being great. And the others will probably suck. And so it's impossible to know, right? But when you draft an O lineman or a D lineman, those are positions that are easier to scout, that you should have a higher hit rate on. And so when those bust, it hurts even worse. So yes, eventually these Saints have to take a chance, have to plan for the future, which Derek Carr is not, even if he has a great year, and they have to go take a first-round pick. Now, obviously, I would say this. I think situationally, you have to be picking in the right spot. Sure, if you're at 10 here, And if the third guy was to fall to you at 10, well, that's a dream scenario. But I think the Saints may be a bit better than 10 this year. And so if you're picking in the teens, do you sell out to move up and get a guy? I probably don't think so. But I don't know. Maybe that's a bit of a silver lining for Saints fans entering this year. Hey, you're really good. You make the playoffs. Great. Okay. You had a fun year. You watched winning football. Something to be excited about there. If it all goes awry, you end up being terrible, you end up sucking, well, then maybe you get to start to finally look towards the future. Or maybe go 9-8 or 8-9 and you just remain in purgatory. We'll see. One of the key parts of deciding what will be that offensive line. And I want to get to them next here on Off the Bench as Pro Football Focus ranked them dead last in the entire NFL. Oh, I did have a sneaky good quarterback name to watch out for. And I kind of missed him last year, so this is on me. He should have been more on my radar. And this is not necessarily as an NFL prospect. I just got thinking about the top quarterbacks entering 2024. And by the way, very excited for Nuss because I think he could be one of the fastest risers in the country. Him and Wegman are going to be racing to the top, I think. How about WVU's Garrett Green?
I was going to throw that name out too.
How about that, dude? Pretty good size. And listen to these stats. Remember, this is a WVU team that finished 9-4 and really should have been 10-3. They end up losing on a Hail Mary to Dana Holgorsen in Houston, which had, stung extra bad because Holgorsen left them in a lurch. But Holgorsen ends up getting fired anyway, so you win in the end. But Garrett Green last year only completed 55% of his passes. That's got to get better. But 3,000 yards through the air, 21 touchdowns to 7 picks. Some improvement could be had there. But here's the kicker. To go along with 3,000 yards rushing, 3,000 yards passing, had 1,400 yards rushing and 13 touchdowns on the ground. So we talking about 34 total tuds and over 4,400 total yards. And according to PFF, he led the FBS with a big-time throw rate of 10.2%. Garrett Green could put together some really exciting highlights this fall. And if WVU has team success, maybe he can get on that big stage a bit more.
Also, you go back and look at the highlights this past weekend of the Manning Passing Academy. He threw the ball as good, if not better, than any other quarterback there.
That's what I'm saying,
he looks really good. Look,
let him get a little sexy, and maybe if you're the Saints, pick it in the teens or something, and you still want to go first-round quarterback. I don't know. Maybe go with the guy that can run around a little bit.
It was the comeback routes that they were throwing. That's hard for a college quarterback.
You got to have the power.
Dude, almost every one of them was on the money. I mean, he looked good. If he was not 5'11", people would be talking about him a lot more.
Now, of course, Johnny Manziel probably not doing him any favors, and how his game translated to the NFL, but we all know that was more of like an off-the-field issue than anything else. When people say he can make all the throws, they're always specifically talking about those deep outs and like the comebacks and whatnot. And I'm excited to watch. I'm just excited for college football and NFL. And I'm excited to see how this Saints team does because while I'm pumping sunshine, I did get a bit of a cold shower this morning. And we'll talk about it next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Happy 4th of July from Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, and most complete roofing company. You know I'm talking about Coleman Roofing and Construction since 1982. 42 years in the game now. They've been serving all of Louisiana. And look, put them to the test, man. You need custom metalwork, gutters, anything. They do it. Commercial, residential, any size project, anywhere in the entire state or Gulf South region. Remember the construction portion as well. So like, let's say you have a leak. Well, Coleman will not only repair the leak in the roof, but also the water damage on the inside of your home as well. The insulation, drywall, paint, they can handle it all. The culture at Coleman's fantastic. Employees treated the correct way. And they leave no stone unturned. They go the extra mile to make sure that the job is done correctly the first time. So happy 4th from your roofing company. Again, the most reliable, the most respected, the most complete roofing company in Louisiana, Coleman Roofing and Construction.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. College baseball transfer portal is closed. LSU pursuing anybody else. And it's a What If Wednesday. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Happy Fort, y'all. I want to get to some of these comments. Shaba says, energy on the street is about nil with the Saints. You keep this playing for a little bit longer if you want. Energy on the street is about nil with the Saints in 2024. They have a lot of winning over to do with the fans. Yeah, I agree. You could not have had a more disastrous finish last year, which sounds funny because you actually finished playing well, like on the field. But the drama of that final touchdown, the cracks in the locker room that were very clearly brought to the fore, the fans' distaste for Dennis Allen, right? Like all of this was highlighted. And so, yeah, I agree the energy's about nil. But I kind of, I think there's hope there. Shaba also says, NFL will be tough to watch with the rule changes. The kickoffs will be Bush League. Again, guys, let's be clear about the kickoffs. That's a way better rule. Like, kickoffs right now suck. They're just touchbacks. It's the ultimate go-through-the-motions play. Now, like, there will be returns nearly every kickoff. and there will be tackles nearly every kickoff. That's a good thing. That's a good change. I don't think it's Bush League at all. In Minstry Mad says Vikings, Panthers, Cardinals will all be looking for quarterbacks in the draft next year as well. Vikings won't. You're not going to move on from J.J. McCarthy after 1 year. Panthers potentially could be like a Daniel Jones type situation. Cardinals potentially as well. Daniel Blunt says, let's just hope by next year we still aren't saying we need better O-line play. No, if you are, then you're probably picking 10th. If Nuss throws for 4,000 or 5,000 yards, will he be gone? It's tough to say. It's hard to imagine Nussmeier having such a good year that he would jump into that top 3. But if he does have a very good year, he'd probably put himself in the kind of maybe like round 2, round 3 area. And if you're a quarterback at that point, there's a lot of incentive to come back. Because all of a sudden you come back, make a ton of NIL money, and maybe even play your way into the first round, depending on what the quarterback market looks like the next season. So Scott Dice says that. I don't think I would see Nuss leaving even if he had a great year. But yeah, again, you never know. Let's see here. Ryan Smith says, I love watching first round quarterbacks bust. I agree. I watch his videos all the time, sometimes a couple times a day. Scott says, I have a weird feeling Rattler's going to end up being the Saints starter. Let's not go too crazy with the Spencer Rattler stuff. I'm excited from a value standpoint. I'm interested to see what he can do, but let's not go too crazy. Daniel Blunt, explain to me why Brock Purdy is a better athlete or prospect than anyone T-Bob just named when we went through like Gabriel and Jackson Dart. And that's a pretty good point. Right? It's a pretty good point. But that's the funny thing. Again, quarterback evaluation guys toss a coin. Brock Purdy was thought to be really good and then thought to suck. Like coming off his junior year at Iowa State, remember they had him and Breece Hall and they had won a bunch of games. It was supposed to be so good. And then their last year, they blew it. They sucked. They weren't really a factor, weren't really that good. All of a sudden, Brock Purdy's the last pick of the draft. I will take a flyer on him and look at him now. I don't know why some guys work and some don't. At that position, it's probably as much the intangibles as anything else. But how do you judge intangibles? And how do you know that a guy's success in this part of the country where he's very comfortable, maybe he's by his family, will translate when he moves across the world, gets millions of dollars, is now supposed to be an adult right away? Like, it's just so impossible to judge that position. The LSU offensive line is going to let Nuss pick defenses apart. Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely agree. Look, I think Nuss can have a massive year. Gulf South says Jaden Daniels went from a mid-round guy to a top 5 pick in one season, so it's possible. Yeah, Joe Burrow did as well. The difference is it was both of their, well, for Jaden, it was his like 5th year starting. But for Burrow, it was his 2nd year starting, right? Both guys' first year is much more humble. Now, I think Nuss will actually, that's a funny take. Would you agree with that? Garrett Nussmeier will have a statistically superior year one than year one Burrow and year one Daniels?
I'd say so. He's got a better O-line than both of them.
I would say that's probably absolutely true. But what can he do?
They were coming into new systems, too. Like, it was their first year at LSU. True. Nussmeier's been here for 4 years.
Washington Mouse says, I think the running backs should have a damn good season with that O-line, and Nuss is a passing threat. Maybe so. I think O-line's a little... not O-line. Running back, I'm a little on the fence about. Like, they're going to have to prove it to me a little bit. Shaba says, I guess it depends on the kicker. Talking about the kickoffs, I just don't like the constant tinkering with the rules. For example, I've never liked the 30-yard PAT. I mean, I don't mind constant tinkering the rules. I like trying to refine the game as you get information and you learn what works and what doesn't. And again, kickoffs have become a non-play. This makes them a play again. And I don't know if it does depend on the kicker. I think every team, because if you kick it in the end zone, you get it on the 30 now. Every team's going to seek to drop it like right at the 1 and have guys try to return. I think it's going to be very exciting. All right, let's talk Saints offensive line. Pro Football Focus came out, and they ranked every single offensive line in the entire NFL. The Saints are dead last. They're not 28, not 29, not even 31. These Saints are 32 out of 32 when it comes to NFL offensive line rankings. Now, I should say this. I've been painting a much more bullish picture as of late. In fact, many of you know, I've gone so far as to place my testicles on the line with Derek Carr finishing the season as a top 12 quarterback. That will be impossible. Like, my nuts are cooked, roasted, if the Saints indeed end up being the worst offensive line in the entire NFL. So I've been coming around to this Saints team event. Remember, I had that segment just a little bit ago about where I'm talking about how, like, look, if they end up being okay, that's huge because they're all young. They're all on rookie deals. They're all very high draft picks. It would be the justification of an investment that you've made in that position group over multiple years. If they're okay under Kubiak, well, all of a sudden this year looks bright and the future looks pretty damn bright. Starting to get a little hot and bothered, if you will. And then Taylor sent me this PFF article. And it's a bit like the cold shower that I needed after watching Florence Pugh and Oppenheimer. And it's because if we think about it in terms of what is most likely, they will probably still be bad. And they will probably suck. Just like I will probably never even talk to Florence Pugh. Never even see her in real life, most likely. There's a chance. There's a chance I could meet her. I don't know. Life leaves a complicated web. Maybe she falls on hard times and does a 50 Cent produced movie up in Shreveport. You know, you never know. Maybe the Saints offensive line is awesome, right? Maybe we learn that last year it really was all just Pete Carmichael. Maybe Trevor Penning just needed an uninjured offseason and a move to right tackle. Maybe Talisa Fuanga is exactly what he looks like, what Jason Kelsey and others thinks he can be coming out of college. Maybe Cesar Reeves, finally this is the year number 5, where he finishes top 50 in NFL guard rankings. By the way, has not finished top 50 in all 4 years starting. Maybe Nick Saldiveri is one of those mid-round gems. The problem with that is that's a lot of maybe. And when you have that many maybes, just statistically, they're not all going to come up thumbs up. And so, yes, like I said, a bit of a cold shower. 3 new starters. And it doesn't feel great when you think about it like this. Rookie left tackle, late round guard, first year starting, a solid center, a consistently underwhelming first round right guard, and then a first round bust starting at right tackle. Now, again, I do think there is massive improvement to be had just through the coordinator switch. I mean, and we have proof. I'm not just pulling this out of thin air. Those last 6 games have become the rock to cling on if you want to feel bullish about the Saints. Why? Because Pete Carmichael just started using motion and play action more. And everything looked better. The offensive line got significantly better, which obviously led to Derek Carr getting significantly better. And the offense performed as a top 5 offense in the entire NFL for a 6-week period. So without a doubt, I think they'll be better. But I guess it becomes a question of, well, are they so bad, though, that better doesn't mean all that much? And according to PFF, they think they likely are. So here's to hoping that maybe one day I'll get to shake Florence Pugh's hand. And here's to hoping that maybe the Saints can finish like 18th in offensive line ranking, or 16th even. Because if you do, I think you got a pretty good chance of winning this NFC South and maybe making the playoffs. And I know that some of you will say that, oh, well, you're just still remaining stuck in purgatory at that point. And that's fine and all well and good. But at the end of the day, I want my team going to the playoffs. I think it's more enjoyable to live through and watch a football season where you feel like you have a chance every week. You have something to play for versus cheering to lose for a draft pick. That's where you never, ever want to be. So come on, O-line. Get it together. New coach. Who dis? trying to prove PFF wrong. They're a bunch of nerds anyway, dude, you know? Hey, keep all your analytics, Pro Football Focus. I want to know who can eat the most burgers because they're big and strong and fat and fast and ready to dominate. Trevor Penning's going to kick ass. I don't know. Probably not. We'll see. We'll see. But, there's always that small chance. And if it comes to pass, and the offensive line is pretty good, the entire team will be good. It all hinges on the 5 fat boys up front. Get it done, boys. Come on. Do it for the state. We need you. Like Shabba said earlier, energy nil on the streets right now for the New Orleans Saints. The offensive line, you can be the knights in shining armor. You think the O-line will be good, too?
I think they're going to be significantly better than last year. I do not think they are the 32nd ranked offensive line in the NFL.
Hope not. Certainly hope not. Then again, I don't think many teams are going to go rookie left tackle, first year starting left guard, consistent bust right guard, and consistent bust right tackle. Like that's a, oh boy. We'll see. Come on, Eric McCoy, lead the way. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Happy 4th of July from your friends at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. You want to see some of the incredible 4th of July deals we got going down? Well, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com, the website, is a great place to start to explore what they can offer you. Remember, recent graduates, heading off to college, military members, we always got great deals going down for you, help you get in a vehicle so you can get done what you need to get done in order to find the success that you've been working so hard for. Whether you're looking to buy new, maybe a Toyota certified used vehicle, or it's at a great price and you still get that excellent warranty coverage, go check out the sales team of Airline and Goodwood and let them be your guide, your shaman in the car buying wilderness. And if you need a service center, remember, all makes and models. Welcome over there at All-Star. Kind of like a great melting pot. You got free estimates, in-factory parts, shuttle services, rental cars. It's all there for you. Happy 4th of July from All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
The best kept secret in
So join us for a Wednesday edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. In for Matt. One more day. The college baseball portal deadline has passed, and we'll update the latest for the Saints and Pelicans off seasons. It's Wednesday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, my lower back. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Shout out Hot Bells. Did a little Hot Bells workout at Evolve this morning. Great way to start off the holiday season. Turn it up. Hell yeah. Only in this wonderful country. What? What are you looking at? What are you doing?
That lyric that he just said is a little problematic.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I'm not repeating it.
Isn't Born in the USA like a critique of America? I can't remember. I don't know. I just listen to the chorus and just get pumped up.
That's what he said in it was not PC. So
only in this great country could I spend last night building miniatures, watching a free movie, streaming on the internet. Wake up, getting hot balls at Hot Bells at 5 a.m., and then come in here to do some college football talk. You know, some American football talk. Baseball may be America's pastime, but football's America's present. Born in the USA is about the Vietnam vets who didn't go to college and came home to no jobs. Yeah, I'm going to say... I'm going to say that's some of the saddest moments in American history are, I guess you could take really just the entire Vietnam War, but specifically veterans coming home and being cast as kind of the villains by groups. When what's the boots on the ground soldier supposed to do about it, right? He's not the one making the decisions. He's not the one going to war. You get drafted and you do what you're supposed to do, and yet you get shunned for it. That's a low moment. But I feel like we've learned from it, right? Because even if you look at more recent wars, so I would say this. No. We haven't learned from being over-involved in wars that we probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But what I mean is you no longer see the soldiers themselves being shamed when they come home. Even when people disagreed with Afghanistan or Iraq, it was still...
I feel like that was a very short period of time where people were...
Well, I think it's because we learned. I think we learned from our shame.
Yeah.
That, okay, you can be involved in a war that you disagree with, but it's not the soldiers' fault. It's the politicians. It's the generals. It's the greater powers to be, the money, the military-industrial complex, all that stuff. And so I do feel like we've actually learned from that, which, again, that's why you make mistakes, is to try and learn from them.
But it's it wasn't like that. It was literally only like that time period, I feel like.
Well,
like,
that's also
during the Vietnam
because
War.
that was probably the first war that you were involved in
Counterculture.
where, there was actually a rise of like, oh, wait, we don't agree with this,
Yeah.
right? Like World War I and II. Granted, World War I more of a mixed bag, maybe, but World War II, everybody fully behind, at least by the end. You did what had to be done. And then especially you discover like concentration camps and you realize, oh, wait, we're fighting like actual evil. Like this is like cartoonish, like no gray area. These people are evil. It's actually quite an easy war to get behind.
Yeah.
And then the Korean War is like, what are we doing this for? And then Vietnam's just a further exacerbation of that issue. And we've just never stopped since doing those things.
Or was it like, it wasn't a popular war? A lot of people thought that U.S. shouldn't have been in Vietnam.
Yeah.
You weren't very successful in Vietnam.
No.
You poured a lot of money into it. I mean, that was the one that's why it was so unpopular.
Well, yeah, but you could say that for every war. Except for, I guess, World War II and World War I. But you could say that for, like, the Korean War. You could say that for...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everyone since then, it's exactly what Eisenhower worried about, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Beware the
military
military-
military-industrial complex kind of spurring those on in many, many ways. Anyway, whatever. The point is, I think we treat our veterans better now. But still, actually, no. But still, again, that's another situation where there's a ton more to do in terms of healthcare resources for both mental and physical health, providing pathways for jobs, looking out for vet homelessness. You got to take care of the people who have been put in the most extreme situations to provide the freedoms that we'll enjoy over the next couple of days. I mean, freaking hot dogs, hamburgers, ribs, barbecue, swimming, family, fireworks, whatever it is you get down on over the next couple of days. That's because of everybody that we've talked about. Sasquatch Smash says fully embodied journalist with real-time updates. Vietnam didn't help with sport on the home front either. Yeah, that was back in the time too when like I feel like it was almost a weird in-between propaganda time where the media had a bit more power, and for whatever reason the ruling powers that be were like more willing to just let the media very openly cover things. And it led to some images that were like, oh, wait, this is what it's actually like. This is truly shocking, and kind of helped to rally the people around going against it, which now I don't believe the media kind of has that strength anymore to do that. Yeah, I agree, Matt. Let's see. Matthew Sandifer asks, is American Pie a July 4th movie? Taylor put this forward to the group earlier. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, America's right there on the name. It's definitely a summer movie. But what's more American than a classic coming of age tale?
Yeah. But what, like, is a summer movie a 4th of July? Like, we haven't really defined 4th of, like, is
because
it movies
no.
on
4th of July. I know I overuse this.
Like,
I know I overuse this. But it all goes back to that old quote about pornography where in the courtroom the guy said,
yes.
Yeah.
The old porn
The
quote.
old-
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old porn quote. Where he says,
I know
look,
the
I don't
one.
know how to define it, but I know it when I see it. That's how I feel about a 4th of July movie.
It's like,
I
does
feel
it
like-
just give you that vibe of like,
Yes.
I'm outside grilling burgers and hot dogs?
Do you
feel
feel
like-
it in your nuts?
porn is pretty easy to define, though.
I mean, I guess, but for some people, like maybe the female nipple is where we're kicking into porn.
Yeah,
today.
maybe. You're
I
right.
think that's absurd,
Yeah, you're right.
right? But technically, that's softcore porn. You grew up watching Skinamax
I couldn't
or the
say I did.
Spice Channel.
So, like, Sandlot, we did say is a 4th of July movie because they
Absolutely.
actually show 4th of July in that
But that's
movie.
not entirely why. It just feels like one. It
Yeah.
feels like America.
Okay.
The pool, like the pool scene is
So
American.
is The
they're
Shining
eating
a
hot
Christmas
dogs.
movie because it's in the winter and there's snow
No.
and there's red?
No, it doesn't feel Christmassy enough.
I don't know. The winter gives me Christmas vibes. Snow gives me Christmas vibes.
Look, well,
the
then
hotel they were in.
It can be one to you, but I think in terms of speaking of democracy, if you were to put it to a general vote, I do
Yeah.
not believe that most people would associate The Shining with Christmas vibes.
Yeah. Isn't Friday the 13th not set during like Halloween time? But we
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, they're at a late.
Yeah, it's
that's
summer camp.
probably in the summer. Yeah.
First
like
So
a
is that a
summer camp.
4th of July movie?
No, First Friday the 13th is a weirder movie than you probably remember, though, as Jason is not even in it.
No, It's his
No.
mother.
The killer's
Yeah.
Jason's mom. Like I remember rewatched it for our old Real Friends podcast, and I'd never seen it before, and I was like, oh wait, I don't. This movie's wild. This is not at all what I expected. I didn't think it was that good actually. I love the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I did not love. Sandlot's absolutely a 4th of July movie, like we said. Joe Dirt, no, I'm not giving Joe Dirt. So right now on our list, we have Sandlot, Born on the 4th of July, The Patriot, Forrest Gump, Rocky, Top Gun 1 and 2, Wet Hot American Summer, Team America, World Police, and I would tentatively put American Pie in there, maybe. Tentatively. Did you ever try to have sex with a pie, Taylor?
I did not. Am I opposed to it? Not entirely, but I've never attempted it.
Yes, Jesse. I'm sorry. We have Independence Day on there as well. That's what kicked this all off. We all watched Independence Day last night and relived the glory that was that 1996 brilliancy with all of the cheese and the explosions and just a wonderful cast. And David, why did I send my mother to Atlanta? Oh my God, dude. It makes me so happy. Wow, Nookie says he used to get deodorant commercials with bare breasts when he lived in the Netherlands 25 years ago. See? There you go. There is no hard line on what constitutes pornography.
Why would you need bare breasts to show a deodorant commercial? I guess would
What
be
do you
my
mean?
question.
Your armpit's right here and your nipples are right here. So if
Yeah,
like,
but I
you're
mean, you
showing
can do
someone
that with
putting on deodorant.
Anything.
Yeah, exactly. But why are we so hung up on the female nipple? I got nipples. We're celebrating freedom. Free it. Okay? Let's let them things out. Let it be. Let's just be normal about it. You know?
No. No, I don't know.
My wife in California one time went to
You have a wife in California?
Yes, my wife in California, exactly. She went to a Free the Nipple yoga class. And it was exactly what it sounds like. A bunch of women getting together and just losing their inhibitions about the female nipple and doing yoga topless together. She said it was like incredibly emotional and touching, and they had like all these like just like really intense like moments afterwards talking about everything. So it sounds like it was a very positive experience for sure. I know where I'm going with this. I don't have an off ramp to what we're talking about right now. I already asked you if you tried to have sex with a pie.
You did ask me.
Damn it. I guess we just got to go to break.
Feels like a good idea.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour 2. Bronny! More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Happy 4th of July from your friends at centralplumbing.org. Independence Day. Love it. Central Plumbing's been your best independent plumber for the last 50 years, y'all. Serving all your needs. 24/7 emergency service. They are there when you need them. Flat rate pricing, so there's no surprise or hidden fees just tacked on the end like these food delivery apps. Licensed, bonded, and insured employees so you can trust who's coming in your home, and an excellent warranty coverage. So after the work is done, you got peace of mind. Really, because of all the elements I just named, you have peace of mind before, during, and after. So if anything goes wrong with your pipes, your toilets, your sinks, your showers, anything, Central Plumbing's there for you when you need them. But it's not just during the bad times. If you want a full bathroom remodel, maybe you want to upgrade like a tankless water heater. Again, they are your one-stop plumbing shop. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, CentralPlumbing.org.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150, $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150, and all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Swarming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction.
Live at lunch on Wednesday from Los Reyes, Max Gotro filling in for me and Jimmy. Wes Reynolds, Scott Rabelais, and professional sports handicapper Randy McKay join the show. Live at lunch, 11 a.m. Wednesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Nookie says, I feel like T-Bob hasn't seen Joe Dirt. That's not true at all. I used to watch Joe Dirt quite a bit in high school, but I have not seen it since high school. I remember thinking it was just, it was like funny, like, oh, that's a good, funny, solid movie. I'm sure I would appreciate a rewatch, though. It's tough to see how Joe Dirt would break, even out of the movies we've named today, right? I haven't seen Team America in years. I'd love to revisit that. Top Gun 1 and 2 I've seen recently, so I'm not terribly, I don't need to see those again too badly. Forrest Gump would be at the top of that list. I'll probably watch part of The Patriot sometime over the weekend. Might as well. This all has made me want to watch Men in Black. Maybe it's just because of Will Smith. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, unfortunately, I just don't know how Joe Dirt is going to break through. Speaking of breaking through, shout out to Angel Reese, dude. So, not only did she get her 11th double-double in a row, extending her own WNBA record that she has already set here as a rookie, but both her and Caitlin Clark named to the WNBA All-Star team. It was a very poignant moment when she was told about it after the game last night. She started crying a bit. It's a great scene. In fact, I'm an idiot. Why don't we have that? Taylor, look that up. Get it for me. But yeah, her and Caitlin Clark going to headline an All-Star team that will actually take on the U.S. women's team. So if you made the U.S. women's team, then you're going to be on that side, and everybody else who got voted in the All-Star game is going to be on the other side, and you're going to have a little face-off, which I think is great in terms of just like piquing interest. I think it's going to be interesting to watch, and I think it's great for young players like Clark and Reese to measure themselves against the best in the business. Though, again, Angel Reese already a WNBA record, 11 double-doubles in a row. Put some respect on that name. Taylor, you got it? I can only feel so much. Okay, perfect. Here's Angel Reese learning that she'd been named WNBA All-Star in her first year.
Well, we won today. We won today, but they just told me I'm an all-star. And, I mean, I'm just so happy. I know the work I put in. Coming into this league, so many people doubted me and didn't think my game would translate and I wouldn't be the player that I was in college or better or would be worse and wouldn't be where I am right now. But I trusted the process and I believed, and I'm thankful that I dropped to 7 and was able to come to Chicago. And it's just a blessing. I can't thank my teammates and my coaches enough for just believing in me and trusting me. And I know all of them are going to come to Phoenix and support me. So I'm really happy right now.
Shout out to the Bayou Barbie. And you may be saying, I mean, what are you talking about? Everybody thought your game would turn to this or that, blah, 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 blah. Well, you got to remember, when you're an athlete, and even if you are a top 10 pick, you're hearing constant discourse about yourself. And it's just human nature where when you hear positive things, it makes you feel okay. You're like, oh, okay, that's great. Yeah, perfect, great. Yeah. But it's also what you kind of think of yourself, right? So it doesn't stick. It's when you hear negative things that it stands out. So yeah, even though she was drafted 7, like she said, she dropped to 7 because there were questions about would her game translate. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's translated perfectly. I mean, she's doing the exact same things in the WNBA that she was doing in college, already a WNBA record holder and already a WNBA All-Star. Guys, in case you were wondering, JJ Redick came out yesterday and dispelled the notion that the Lakers gave Bronny James an opportunity.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
He
said they didn't.
Yeah.
He said they didn't.
Wait, they didn't give him an opportunity?
No, that he earned. He said that he earned it.
I thought by drafting him, you were given an opportunity, but okay.
Nope. And that they would have drafted him there no matter what. It's just a happy coincidence.
Okay.
That
his dad plays there.
Yeah. And he just re-signed today, 2 years, $104 million.
All right. Well, there it is.
I know I'm being a bit of a DICK right now. I kind of do feel for Bronny a little bit. Listen to this quote. For sure, amplified amount of pressure. I've already seen on social media and stuff and the internet and stuff talking about I might not deserve an opportunity, but I've been dealing with stuff like this my whole life, so it's something different, but it's more amplified for sure, but I'll get through it. I mean, you don't feel for him at all. Like, what's he supposed to do? Come out and be like, you know what, guys? I'm going to give up my draft spot. No. What's Bronny supposed to do here? But still, it's funny to hear JJ try to claim that. All right, hour 2 in the books, hour 3 coming up next. More to be.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Happy Independence Day from Rejuve-Me Medical. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuve-Me. Rejuve-Me is your anti-aging clinic so you can recapture that youthful, energetic feeling that you used to have when you were watching The Sandlot growing up. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I don't care if you're male or female, okay? We have a plan for you because the point is we all age differently. Our bodies all need different things. And so one of the best parts about Rejuve-Me is your journey starts by getting a free consultation in which you draw your labs and your body and all the information contained therein becomes their guide to creating a customized plan for you to getting you where you want to be. So you got facial aging, mood, memory problems, energy problems, bedroom problems, general confidence. All of this can be solved with Rejuve-Me Medical. Restore me, refuel me, RejuveMeMedical.com. Happy 4th.
There it is, the extra mile on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, July 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 95. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll continue to talk 4th of July themed movies and maybe some national college football news in there as well. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Whew. Senioritis kicking in, guys. We got a couple days holiday on the horizon, and we are an hour away. By the way, friendly reminder, if you're a business owner who's forcing your employees to work on Friday and you're not in some sort of service industry or something along those lines, shame on you. If I could, I would parade you through the streets, shaking a bell at you. But for all of those that were lucky enough to get tomorrow and Friday off, let's have ourselves a time. Bailey, welcome into the studio. What's going on? Fresh from swim practice this morning. How are we feeling?
Awake.
Yeah, hell yeah. Me too. Bailey, give me your favorite 4th of July movie. It doesn't have to be something that's like set in 4th of July, anything like that. Do you have a movie that this holiday makes you want to watch?
I'd say maybe Rocky 4.
Oh, wow. I'm always surprised at how cultured the youth is. I mean, Taylor's seen more old movies than I have, and here Bailey is dropping a cash Ivan Drago Rocky 4. Bailey, what are you, 17?
Almost.
You were almost? Wow. You were obviously raised the correct way. Shout out. What are we most looking forward to for the weekend, guys? What are you most looking forward to for this 4th of July?
Oh, man, look, we are keeping it low-key tomorrow, me and Victoria. Like, I think we're going to go to a midday movie.
Okay, love it.
We have no idea
So you're
which
not making
one
a
yet.
big deal at all. Y'all just going to be a little intimate, little
And then-
1v1.
And then we're just cooking some hot dogs.
No
after we get
family
home.
stuff? I'm shocked. I feel like your families always do a big family
stuff. Come
stuff.
over
Okay.
like for hot dogs after and stuff like that. But yeah, me and Victoria may just hit a little midday movie.
Nice. What movie?
We don't know yet. Haven't
Oh,
decided.
Hell yeah. Alondra, what are you looking forward to most? You're obviously about to go to Texas.
Yes,
go
I am
home,
leaving tonight.
See
so
the family bar.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna head straight to Long Branch as soon as I get there.
Is that the name of the bar?
It
Long Branch?
is, yeah.
So you're going to get off the plane straight to Long Branch.
Probably.
Who will be at the bar from the fam?
Probably all of them. It's what, tonight's Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandparents will probably be there. My sister and my mom are gonna go with me, so they'll be there. Yeah, pretty much. My uncle's gonna be there for sure because he's the manager. He's the bar manager, so he's there every night. Yeah.
What's your uncle's
all my
name?
Jaime.
Gesundheit?
Jaime.
It keeps sounding like you're not finishing the name.
Jaime. That's a really
Jaime?
common name. Jaime. Yeah.
Jaime?
Jaime.
It sounds Jewish. Is it Jewish?
Jaime? No. It's
Uncle
like
Jaime?
Jaime.
Jaime?
Oh my gosh, have you never heard the name Jaime before?
I got to be honest, I have not. And I know this is probably uncultured. Maybe I'm being problematic
No,
in some
maybe
sort
I
of
just,
way.
I don't know. I just thought it was a name that people knew.
It's like I keep waiting on you to finish it.
It's like
Jaime.
Jamie in Spanish, I guess.
Oh,
Jaime.
okay. Shout out Uncle
Or
Jaime.
James. James in Spanish. Jaime.
Tito Jaime?
Tio Jaime, yeah.
Tio? Tio,
Mhm.
not Tito.
Yeah. He has me under
T-Bob, you idiot. Tio and Tio.
his favorite niece.
Really?
Yeah. on
You think
his
he's just
phone.
telling you that? You
No,
he
I
tells that
think
to all
no,
of his nieces?
no, because my sister's his only other niece, and he'll like legit tell her to her face.
He's like, hey,
yeah,
I like your sister more than you.
Yeah, he does.
Jeez.
He was like, you know, your sister's
Jeez,
my
Uncle Jaime,
favorite.
that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
How did you manage to get Uncle Jaime's favorite?
I don't know. Maybe because I was the first girl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
We
had the
were
inside track.
always really close. Yeah.
Bailey, what are you and the fam doing for 4th of July?
I'm going to the pool with some friends.
Oh, wow. So that is another thing. Now, you're not at this age yet, but these first nights of the holiday breaks are always all-time good party nights. Like, I want to say one of the biggest party nights on the calendar year is always the night before Thanksgiving. Everybody's home from wherever they've gone off to. You don't have work the next day. Probably all you got to do is just push through some family stuff. And so, yeah, that night always gets a little crazy. You think the bar will be packed tonight, Alondra?
Yeah. It'll probably be packed tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll be packed. People love 4th of July.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
But I
man.
will say, like, I used to work there. And I will say that, like, the worst day that I worked in terms of, like, how busy and hectic it was is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
It's worse than St. Patrick's Day.
I mean, even now, does Long Branch have a Mexican flair?
No, so the Long Branch is a honky tonk, but we do have like a Tejano bar down the street from Long Branch.
Well, I
so
was
we have
gonna
two
say,
bars.
Yeah, even at like Oliver Twist, I've been to a couple Cinco de Mayos there, and it's just insane.
Yeah.
It is insane
Yeah.
the amount of people that show up just wanting to get hammered on May 5th. Bailey, back to you. So pool with the friends tomorrow. How does your family feel about this? You're leaving them on 4th of July?
I'm going to be back for dinner.
Back for dinner. Is that what I have to look forward to? Is that what Alice and Odette are going to be hitting me with here in about 10 years?
Probably.
It's going to bum me out, man.
Also,
Will
like,
they let me go to the pool with them and their friends? How would you feel if your dad wanted to go hang out at the pool with y'all?
I mean, I don't really care. But
Bailey, that's a lie. Okay? Already. Good. Maybe I can catch my own daughters when they try to lie to me because you are obviously being untruthful. What's your last name again, Bailey?
Van Hoogstraten.
Van Hoogstraten. Mr. Van Hoogstraten, if you're listening, I don't think she wants you at the pool, dude. I'm sorry, bro.
Also, like Bailey being a swimmer, how mad are your friends that you chose to go to the pool? Like, they got to be intimidated, right?
Well, here's what I'm wondering. Are they also swimmers? Are y'all not sick of the pool? Maybe like a little 4th of July hike or some fireworks?
They're all lifeguards.
Oh, wow.
So they lifeguard at Kenilworth. So, like,
So y'all are just about that pool life.
I guess.
247.
This is like the safest pool party
Yeah,
ever.
like, do you have to be like super safe? They're like, wait,
Yeah, nobody's gonna. There's gonna be no chance of drowning wherever Bailey and the girls are hanging out. Well, have fun tomorrow. Everybody be
I'll
safe.
try.
Are you gonna do any fireworks?
I don't know yet.
Any fireworks for anybody here? I doubt this year I'm gonna get beyond sparklers. If I'm being quite honest, I think I'm gonna keep it very low key this year.
Maybe for me, I'm still trying to decide if I want to go to Rockport tomorrow.
What goes down in Rockport?
It's the beach.
Oh,
And
okay.
My friend has a beach house there, so I was thinking about going there tomorrow for like a day.
So you too are
but
gonna leave your family on 4th of July.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Hey.
That's why I haven't decided if I'm going yet, because I don't want to leave my family.
Yeah, I feel that. All right. Well, it sounds like we all have some great plans.
Wait, what were your plans? You didn't tell us.
Oh yeah. Thank you for asking, Landra. Taylor, you're a continual disappointment.
That's why I'm the favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's why I'm Jaime's
See,
favorite
Tay-Tay,
niece.
exactly, because she cares. Okay, she puts in the effort.
It's fun.
All you gotta do is ask, dude. You know, just once, just ask me.
But
how
see,
I'm
like,
doing.
do you want me to ask and be like disingenuous when I ask? Or would you rather me just not ask?
No, I actually want to know. I'm not being
you're saying like,
disingenuous.
do you want me to lie to you and ask and act like I care when I clearly
she
don't?
cares. I don't. Would you rather her ask and care or me ask and knowing that I don't?
I appreciate it. I definitely I can see your logic there. I appreciate the honesty and you're not asking. I'm excited, man. 4th of July was always a huge deal for us growing up. We used to do a fireworks show. My old man used to put on at Toledo Bend. I've been going there. They bought this house in like 1988, 1989. And so I spent my entire life going up there for 2-3 months every summer. And Toledo Bend, we would put on this massive fireworks show. They got bigger and bigger every year for about 25 years, where it got to the point where we went from hand lighting everything to eventually the fire marshal had to come up and everything was rigged up on like electronic boards. And basically it just became like a professional fireworks show. And it was insane because you would see hundreds of boats out there on the water watching the show and everything. But at a certain point, we just got too old, it ended up stopping. And so now I kind of look forward to just chilling out a little bit. I'm going to go up to the lake. Sister's in town from Cali with her kids. My kids are already hanging out with them. Just going to be swimming all day, eating all day. I'm going to make that Mexican street corn dip today. Can't wait to that. Takes 2 hours in the smoker.
Ooh.
Yeah, 1 hour to melt it, mix it up, and then another hour to kind of finish it.
Yeah.
Can't wait. And yeah, so I'm just going to be drinking, hanging out with fam, swimming, driving boats. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Fireworks,
I'm gonna be playing a lot of board games. Love playing board games with the fam. I've got the Royal Game of on deck. It is a 5,000-year-old board game from ancient Mesopotamia. How about that? Okay. And we actually found an old cuneiform tablet that has the rules on it, which I find to be awesome. I've got Viking chess, which I've never played before. I've got a murder mystery game called like Hunter Killer or Killer at the or Killer at the Bar or something. Basically, somebody get murdered at a bar and we have to figure out who done it. I got a lot of fun games on deck. You ever played Skull and Roses, Alondra?
Skull and Roses.
And the reason why I'm asking you, it's a traditional Mexican bluffing game.
No.
Very fun to play when you're drunk. Very simple rule set. Yeah, hails from Mexico. Check out Skull and Roses.
I'm trying to look it up.
Very fun for the fam. You'll have a great time with it.
Probably somebody knows it, but I've never played it.
Maybe Tio Jaime.
We're a Loteria family.
What's Loteria?
It's Mexican bingo.
Oh, really?
And they're like these cards, and there's different little pictures on them. So there's like one that's like the drunk guy, the singer, the musician, and then you call out the cards, and you get beans, like uncooked beans, and you use those as like the placeholders.
That sounds great. That sounds like a lot of fun. So it's just like bingo with beans and characters and Mexican characters.
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah.
It's Mexican bingo. That's what they call it.
Taylor, what would be the categories in redneck bingo? Like a zero-turn mower?
Zero-turn mower.
A pair of
pack of cigarettes
boots. Yep.
probably is on there.
Pack of Joes. What kind of Joes though? Marlboro Reds?
I would think Marlboro Reds.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty popular. Dip cans for sure.
All right, have we moved on to Zen? Are the young rednecks now dipping Zen, or are they still on the real
young
stuff?
ones might be. The real rednecks are
Well, no,
still
I know the old heads are
Grizzly,
never going to
Long
go
Cut,
Zen.
Copenhagen, that type of thing.
Boots maybe on there.
Boots is on there.
Good pair of cowboy boots.
So both the jacked up and squatted trucks, unfortunately, are on there.
Oh, wow, squatted trucks are in.
Stupid Carolina squat. Do you know what the Carolina squat is?
I have no idea what
you
the
ever
Carolina
see the
squat
truck
is.
driving around? You may have not. The truck driving around, it's only squatted in the back end.
Yeah, I don't love it.
That's the Carolina squat. I don't know how you see out of the vehicle, but there's 2 or 3 guys in my neighborhood, and like I was walking my dog the other day, and I'm staring at these trucks because of how idiotic they are. And the dude in the driveway is looking at me, and he's like, "Hell yeah, this guy's checking out my truck." I'm like,
Hell
"No,
yeah,
I
dude.
can assure you, I am not."
Hey, is that a Carolina squat? That's what I'm going to say next time I see him. Hey, nice Carolina squat, dude. And I'm going to look like really cool, like I know what I'm talking about.
Carolina squat.
Is that a Carolina squat? Oh, right on. I met a kid the other day who, big lifted truck, 40-inch tires and whatnot. He had, and whatever, that's right. He had 8 train horns as his horn. 8.
Why?
I have no idea. I got about 100 yards away and got him to press it, and it was, it's got to be illegal. If I got a friendly honk, I would have a heart attack if that was behind me. It was the craziest sounding thing I've ever heard.
Does he have lights under the truck? It's always the same
No, he doesn't
guy.
have lights under the truck.
The truck's either jacked
Actually,
up
I
or
don't know. I saw
squatted,
during the day.
lights under the truck, and some overwhelming, just insane horn that they don't need. It's always the same guy.
What's worse? An overbearing horn, or when somebody like straight pipes it and there's like
Depends on the vehicle. Like if you're driving a muscle car and you've modified that thing to where it now sounds like a go-kart, that's awful. But like big truck with a loud muffler, I think I'd prefer that over the train horn.
I think I'd take the train horn because you're not hearing it as
That's what I was about to say.
often.
That is so annoying.
It reminds you of that South Park episode with the Harley Davidson riders. What do y'all got going on for the 4th? Let me know. In the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, youtube.com/@1045 ESPN. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
K to Z window coverings. K2ZBlinds.com. KTOZBlinds.com. You want window coverings that wow? You want K to Z. Have Brandon Barton out to your home today and let him, take advantage of his decades of experience. He'll go throughout your house. He'll see exactly how the sunlight interacts with your home at every single point of the day, and then he'll provide you with a plethora of options for what could maybe bring your home to the next level, both functionally and aesthetically, right? And think about these honeycomb shades that I keep talking about. Let's say you got a newborn, you maybe want the master, maybe you work like a graveyard shift of some sort. Honeycomb shades can go from letting all the light in that you could possibly want to immediately blackout, pitch black, and sound dampening, just like that. Maybe you got a dad that's going to be outside grilling and chilling. It's too late now for the 4th, but have him grill and chill all summer in the shade if you install some outdoor drop-down blinds. The point is, there's a ton of options, and you can maximize your greatest asset at your home with K to Z window coverings. Happy 4th, KTOZBlinds.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
and looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
Join me for a Wednesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. College baseball transfer portal is closed. LSU pursuing anybody else? And it's a What If Wednesday. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Ooh. Leave here tomorrow. Sorry, I'm leaving here today, right after the show.
Same. What's more American than Leonard Skinner?
I love Leonard Skinner. It's weird. I guess I did past tense at first because I don't find myself listening to it a lot casually anymore. But in high school, Leonard Skinner was absolutely top 3 most listened to music of anything.
Simple Man, does something to my soul.
Yep. Simple Man, Tuesday's Gone. I mean, I feel like we need to play Freebird solo now at this point. Also, who could forget the Freebird solo on the original Guitar Hero?
Yes.
So much fun to play that. Bailey, you probably never played a Guitar Hero, have you? Or a Rock Band?
I have played Guitar Hero.
What?
Yeah.
You constantly surprise me. How in the hell did you get your hands on a Guitar Hero? How old were you?
Well, we had a Wii.
Yeah, okay.
So, we actually had, the guitar and stuff.
Heck yeah, dude.
So
that's what I'm saying. There was a time when those guitars were ubiquitous. They were everywhere. You could not turn in a home and not find a little plastic guitar. And now they're selling for hundreds of dollars because everybody sold them all, got rid of them all. They got dumped into landfills, and now everybody's like, oh, wait, we don't have that anymore. Now I want it back because that's how the world works.
I had Legends of Rock. That was the most fun one.
Is that the third one?
Yeah, it was the third one. It had Slow Ride. It had The Killers. It had Fools on Parade.
Yeah.
And it had one by Metallica. And that was the one that if you played it on Expert and you were able to do it all, you were goated at Guitar Hero.
Well, I mean, let's be clear. Dragon Force Through Fire and Flames is the main.
That's the main one.
Guitar Hero
but
goat song.
If you get through one.
I guess I really only I played a lot of Guitar Hero 1 and I played a lot of Rock Band 1. That was also a big deal in college when that came out. I had friends that like learned kind of to like actually drum from Rock Band. Rock Band is a pretty good analog for like real life drumming. And then also I remember I had one buddy, we thought it was so cool, freshman in college, and he had the microphone hanging from the ceiling like in a light, and then he would play guitar on Rock Band and sing at the same time. I was like, wow, we're just really out of here living our musical dreams, aren't we?
Well, then Guitar Hero, they would put out like Guitar Hero for different bands, right? Like I know Aerosmith had one.
Yeah, like I think Beatles had one.
Yeah, there were a couple.
That was the problem. They saturated the market. There were too many rock bands, too many guitars. Even though I'm pretty sure Rock Band was still releasing weekly DLC up until like a few months ago.
Oh, dang.
Like less than a year ago. Like it's been going on for forever. Eventually, it's on the edge of making a comeback. I'm pretty sure there may be a game or two in development, and there is stuff like Clone Hero out there that people have created to kind of keep it going.
The solo is about to come up.
This always makes me think about humping my wife at Endymion that one year, even though technically it was during the Freebird solo. And security asked her if she needed help.
Fair question.
She said, let him finish. Oh. Don't get scared now. Turn it back up.
I thought you were going to say something.
Nope.
That was the end of it.
There we go.
God. I better not get any emails about that.
Coming up next, I'm going to tell you why all these lefties are trying to ruin Fourth. I was trying to do a condom thing because we basically just did a little eagle.
Not the worst condom I've heard.
I think you should finish that.
Not the worst condom.
I'm telling you why these lefties are, now it's doing like a, who I'm sounding like? Is it
like Dick Vitale.
Like, right, yeah, it's going in a little bit of Dick Vitale.
It's Dick Vitale.
God. My heart is pumping right now.
Ugh.
T-Bob, I started laughing the last 30 seconds because the realization hit me that everyone watching on YouTube just sat there and watched me shred air
I felt
guitar
so
for
awkward.
10 minutes.
I felt so awkward for a lot of that. God, that was great. All right. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Happy 4th of July from your friends at Pinnacle Exterior Construction. You know, a lot of summer talk on today's show. Well, what better way to beat this heat this summer than with a brand new pool? It's going to be a completely custom pool. It could be like a spec pool where you choose from a variety of different templates and shapes and options, and you got a bunch of detail work within there that you choose, but you get it at a more affordable price. Look, the bottom line is if you want a pool, you want Pinnacle Exterior Construction, go to pecbuilt.com. Look at their gallery, y'all. It's going to blow your way. But it's not just pools. It's any outdoor construction, bulkheads, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, outdoor living spaces. You want to get turf installed in your home. You need any size or type of fence. Pinnacle does that. What about pool maintenance? Okay, maybe you already have a pool, but you haven't been keeping up with it. They can come out there, get it ready for the summer, or they also have year-round plans so you can hit it up whenever you want. Again, that's Pinnacle Exterior Construction, pecbuilt.com. Happy 4th of July from your friends at Pinnacle.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
So join us for a Wednesday edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. In for Matt. One more day. The college baseball portal deadline has passed, and we'll update the latest with the Saints and Pelicans off seasons. It's Wednesday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew I was out of luck the day.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
My Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned. No verdict was returned. And while Lennon read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark. The day the music died, we were singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Do you have Alondra, Taylor, and Bailey hanging out today? Bailey said she was up at 4:30 a.m. to get to 5:15 swim practice, in the pool till 7, and then 30 minutes of dry land work afterwards. That's grinding, y'all, okay? So nobody better complain in here when our girl at 16 is grinding 2-a-days during the summer getting ready for the upcoming season. Is apple pie the best version of pie? No, coconut pie is the best pie. Yeah. I know that I'm somehow surrounded by a room of freaks that have no love of coconuts. I don't understand.
Wait, no, I love coconut pie, but that's not the best pie.
No, I was thinking he was going to be like, oh, no, I like cherry better than apple, but like coconut pie?
Yeah, coconut pie is the best pie. Okay, give me your best pie.
I mean, it's up there, but pecan is the best pie.
Pie's all right. It's not bad.
It's not all right. It's the best one.
Apple or cherry.
I think you are both wrong.
Bailey, favorite pie?
My grandma makes a really good pecan pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knows what's up.
I mean, look, a pecan pie
Bailey
with a great scoop of ice cream is really tough to beat. Whatever that delicious kind of almost like jelly-like substance is great. I would probably rank my pies as coconut, maybe pecan right after, then custard.
I love a key lime pie.
I'm probably lemon meringue before key lime. And then I'd maybe get into some apple pie. I don't really mess with cherry pie.
Yeah, I don't either.
And Taylor, when's the last time you had a good cherry pie?
I don't know, last year.
Just making that up last year.
No, I'm pretty sure last 4th of July, my mom made a cherry pie. I think it was like sometime over the summer. It's not made up. I mean, a year ago's
last year.
It's kind of recent.
Cherry better than apple's a crazy statement. Pumpkin's better. I don't know about
I'm not a pumpkin pie
pumpkin
fan.
pie, dude.
No,
I'm
not a fan of pumpkin pie.
I feel bad. Geez, Scott is the horniest person
I
think
know.
on the internet.
It's awful.
Every comment cracks me up.
Where's the sheriff?
This is why you should be at youtube.com/1045 ESPN. I can't even read what he's talking about. Do we have any sports left on the docket today? Let's see here. What do we have in our notes? Oh, do y'all want to talk about we have our Tay NFL story of the day. I have no desire to talk about Morgan Scalley being named Utah coach in waiting. No. I mean, actually, I talked about it on Snaps. It is an interesting story. I don't care to do it right now, though. Sorry, guys. It's time for another Tay NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Okay, T-Bob.
Feed me, Tay-Tay. Feed me like you were going to feed me an American pie, a piece of pie. Feed me a good story.
Okay, well, open
Sing
wide,
us
I guess.
A song, little Taylor man.
We got a little twofer for you today.
Okay.
First off, if the Saints were looking for a free agent safety, it better not be Tashawn Gibson. He is suspended 6 games by the NFL for PED use. You remember he was with the 49ers. He was on their Super Bowl run last year. We suspended Tashawn Gibson. He was on that really good Jaguars defense, him and Barry Church. He was on the 49ers Super Bowl defense last season. Suspended 6 games for PEDs.
Wow.
And we finally know why Aaron Rodgers missed minicamp.
I'm going to count this as one story because Tashawn Gibson did nothing for me. Okay. I am interested in hearing what Aaron Rodgers was doing.
He took a vacation to Egypt.
That's why he didn't go to training camp?
He said he has long admired Egyptian culture, and then when he was having his surgery last year, he had pre-booked this trip.
Okay.
And apparently, he was under the impression that minicamp would have been over by the time that he got back from this trip. It would have been wrapped up.
Yeah.
That was not the case. But, he took a trip out there to Egypt. He said he's always wanted to go, and he's been fascinated by Egyptian culture. So
he's also gotten very into horoscopes.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Egyptians were expert astrologists and whatnot. So
and conspiracies.
That makes sense. Yeah, and if you love conspiracies,
he probably has a lot to say about the Egyptian pyramids. Like Roger seems like that guy.
Have you ever read The Secret History of the World?
No.
It's like about, I don't know. It's about like esoteric stuff, and they go all the way back to like before the pyramids. I feel like Aaron Rodgers definitely read that book and was like, "I'm headed to Egypt." It's a good book. You gotta do your own
research.
It's a good
book.
Of
good points there.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm a skeptic when it comes to.
Well, yeah, but you should still read it just to read it.
I'm not opposed to it.
Like my Wolf of Wall Street DVD. I know you said you wanted to borrow that the other day.
Don't want to borrow that. I literally have no way of playing a DVD.
Actually,
I'm going to wait on Secret History of the World. I want to reread Confederacy of Dunce.
Do you have a PS4?
No, not anymore.
Okay. I was like, you can play DVDs and like Blu-ray on that.
I have a discless PS5.
Okay. Well, then yeah, never mind.
Not dickless like you, discless PS5. Mac Lindsay, let's go on an ayahuasca retreat, T-Bob. I'm not opposed to it at all. That actually makes sense now on all fronts, though, on the Robert Saleh thing, why he would go out of his way to talk about it being unexcused. But I also completely understand where Aaron Rodgers is coming from, dude. If I booked an Egypt trip a year in advance, miss me with, like, you missed a day of minicamp. I've been playing football for 20 years. I've been here at all the other events.
Well, he said that it was like right after the Achilles tear, he scheduled it. He said, I just wanted something to look forward to. This is one of the lower points in my career. But what did Saleh say? He was like, it was a personal matter. But we were like, well, it's not a funeral because it's unexcused and all that. But he said a personal matter that was important to him. So I guess the Egyptian culture was it.
I mean, look, you only have so many chances to do stuff like that, man. And Aaron Rodgers has spent a lifetime of being so fully committed to football that, I don't care. Go enjoy Egypt, dude. I hope you had an awesome time. I hope it was everything you wanted. I hope you got to see pyramids. I hope you got to ride camels. What else would be some fun Egyptian activities? Like just museums in
being
general.
Dehydrated.
Testing yourself against the powers of the desert and appreciating the powers of the desert. Can you do like a pleasure cruise down the Nile?
Maybe.
That would be awesome.
That actually would be awesome. Right? A booze cruise on the Nile.
That's one of my favorite parts of Julius Caesar's life is, he basically just like, whatever. He grows up and he spends years there in his 30s and 40s, climbing his way all the way up to this huge position of power. And then after years and years of grinding, he shows up in Egypt and Cleopatra's there. And, some of the legends say within 15 minutes, they're hooking up. And basically, Caesar finally just allowed himself to chill out for a bit. And I want to say for maybe it was a couple weeks, couple months, but he just like was pleasure cruising the Nile.
Yeah.
Just
good for him.
Living his best life,
Yeah.
kind of recharging his batteries before he would cross the Rubicon, and go back to
The die has been
take
cast.
over Rome. That's a great quote.
Yeah.
Freaking love it.
I mean, he has some good ones.
The point of no
Et tu, brute?
return. Dun, 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 dee, dee. You know that song?
I'm guessing a musical of some sort.
Phantom.
Of the opera?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it one time a long time ago as a kid.
Movie or the actual musical?
The movie.
With Gerard Butler.
Yeah, and the last time
And
that I
Emma
was
Rossum.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
last time
good
I was in
movie.
New York, I had the decision between Chicago and Phantom of the Opera to watch on Broadway.
Yeah.
I went with Chicago because I love the Real Housewives, and one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erica Jane, she was playing Roxy. So I went
God,
to go see
yeah, no, I
Chicago.
mean, how could you not use the worst logic I've ever heard to choose your Broadway play?
I know.
That's a great choice.
Well, my thing is I'm probably going to go to New York again and watch Phantom the next time I go.
I saw Chicago at the Singer one time.
It's pretty good.
Don't remember anything about it.
I
really.
loved it.
I know a lot of people do. I mean,
It was
it's
so
obviously a great
fun.
musical. It's
Yeah.
obviously a great musical. It did not stick with me. It's like Wicked. Saw Wicked in high school. Didn't stick with me. And I freaking love musicals normally. Did nothing for me.
Chicago's the one where the lady kills her husband or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
okay.
even really remember the story, to be honest.
I've seen the movie once, and it was like on in the background.
The point of
Jennifer Tilly? Is that her name?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Scott Dice says he's seen Phantom live 8 times. I think I've seen it like 3 times. I love this. Mac Lane says A2 Brute.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
What does that mean?
A2 Brute is
Renee
when,
Zellweger, not Jennifer Tilly.
And you?
Renee Zellweger. Small mouth. Really tiny mouth. Kind of off to the side.
Yeah.
That reminds me of my favorite headline growing up. We had this framed newspaper in my basement, and it was from the first game that my dad played against the Saints in the Superdome after he went to the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw a late game-winning touchdown, and he flew around the stadium like a falcon. And it had a picture of him flying, and the headline in giant letters was A2 Hebert.
Oh,
And
my
was
gosh.
like,
I love
"Mwah."
that.
Perfection.
That is perfect.
No notes, perfection. Let's all go see the Wicked movie together in November. I'll give it another shot. All right, when we get back, Ask the Bench. Coming next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Happy 4th from your friends at Community Steel Company. Your home, your local home, I should say, for all of your steel needs, be it commercial or residential, be it purlin, tubing, sheet metal, roofs, steel buildings, anything, any accessories, all made, manufactured right there in Gonzales, Louisiana. So that's one of the reasons why they can sell at such a better price than the national guys is they go get the steel directly from the wholesaler. They manufacture all the product themselves, meaning there's no middleman jacking up the price on the back end, no national guys taking advantage of you because you don't have a local option, and the quality of the work speaks for itself. And you know what? You don't believe me? Well, guess what? One of the advantages of being local, you can go see them in Gonzales. You can tour the facilities. You can see the product before you buy it, and you can form relationships with a sales team that can best learn how to suit you and your business's steel needs. So you want a steal of a deal? Go to CommunitySteelCo.com. Community Steel Company. Happy 4th from Community Steel.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
Live at lunch on Wednesday from Los Reyes. Max Gotro filling in for me and Jimmy. Wes Reynolds, Scott Rabelais, and professional sports handicapper Randy McKay join the show. Live at lunch, 11 a.m. Wednesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. Time for a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Wheat. Ask the Bench. What would the Cannon have done with aliens? Thrown a football at their head. Just beat that ass with a football. No, knowing young Cannon, he probably would have tried to, have sex with them. Which, to be fair, more of y'all that would be the first thing you would do than more of y'all are willing to admit. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Have you ever launched a bottle rocket out of your butt? No.
No, can't say I have.
I have not. Be careful, guys, if you do. Talk about losing fingers. You don't want to lose genitals.
Yeah.
Ask the Bench. First drink y'all having today?
I mean, I've already had a coffee.
No, I think it means alcohol.
Probably a Dos Equis.
I was just going to say it's going to be a beer.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a beer.
Ooh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should do an American beer.
I'm going to have some wine tonight.
Ooh.
But probably a Coors Light will be the first thing I'm going to drink
fancy.
tonight. I mean, when me and my sister and her husband and my wife get together, the red wine bottles go like basically one a person.
Yeah.
Per night.
Love that.
Ask the Bench. Did anyone ever tell you if you aren't careful, you can go blind? I've been putting it to the test for 36 years. Well, no, probably like 25, 26 years. I ain't blind yet, Bo.
Yeah, that's a, what is it, old wives' tale?
I do have these hairy palms, though. Can't figure that out. Ask the Bench. Truly American dish to eat on the 4th.
I mean, hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Yeah. Any grilled meat.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, if you had to choose one, hot dogs are the banner. They're the mascot. Even though no Joey Chestnut tomorrow. Ask the Bench, could it be just a little more humid outside? Ask and ye shall receive. You know what I love about the heat though is when you get we're so used to it now that you get an 85 degree weather and you feel incredible.
Yeah.
Like we're like sun walkers. If we were playing a tabletop RPG, we would get bonuses to our rolls when it came to like checking for heat. Ask the Bench. Have you guys started to workshop how you're going to cut T-Bob's nuts off, or are you going to wing it?
Well,
Should be great
Tebow's going to
content.
do it, so we're not
get
sure.
Tebow, just like he used to do those
The kids.
poor kids in Malaysia.
Right. Talk about a mission trip.
Favorite firecracker to pop? M80s. What beer should I get it for the pool? Cold Coors Light. Fizzy Hard Seltzer, maybe a Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet.
Make sure the mountains are blue.
Yeah. Ask the bench, is Alondra still complaining about the cold weather? You telling me, guys?
No, because it hasn't been cold.
You're telling me, guys?
If it was cold, I would. To be fair, I don't complain about the hot weather.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
love it.
I kind of do too. Again,
I love it.
you work out in it, it's brutal. You feel like you're going to pass out and die, but then you feel like a superhero after.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, I even like to just run in it.
Yeah. It's really be in it.
I love it.
Bask in it.
I love to be like sweating my ass off. I love it.
You merely adopted the heat. I was born into it, molded by it.
Yeah, that's me.
Have you ever watched that Harley Quinn cartoon on Max? Because this is how Bane sounds, and he's very funny. But nobody gives him respect.
I think that's a pretty good Bane from the Harley Quinn.
Good.
No, from the Harley Quinn cartoon specifically, but I doubt y'all have ever seen it.
No, I haven't, but it was a good.
Damn it.
It was a good Bane. Period.
Brisket going down tonight. That's American. Yeah, brisket is probably actually. I mean, to be clear, the best cut of barbecue is the brisket.
Yeah.
Is a perfectly made brisket. And it's not even close. Like pulled pork's great, sausage, chicken, whatever. Put it all in front of me. But nothing is better than a perfectly cooked brisket. Hey, we love y'all. We're going to miss y'all. Everybody very happy, fun, safe 4th. Thank you, Alondra. Thank you, Bailey. Thank you, Taylor. The whole crew should be back on Monday. We'll see you then for more OTB. We
Off the
did it!
bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Happy 4th of July from the nation's largest privately owned electrical and instrumentation contractor. That is the MMR Group. You know, offices all around the globe, but headquartered right here in Baton Rouge. That's right, folks. We love to see it when a giant successful company chooses to keep their business here in the boot. And if you want to be a part of a dynamic culture where you're going to be afforded outstanding benefits, the opportunities to travel all the world, go on adventures, well, the MMR Group wants you. And we have a variety of positions available. So I don't care if you're a college student seeking an internship, get in touch and they can lead you down the correct pathways to accomplish your goals and get that career, not a job. Maybe you've just starting out in this field. Maybe you've been here, an old salty vet. Again, variety of positions. Apply now at mmrgrp.com, mmrgrp.com. Happy 4th from MMR.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's